All right, everybody, let's take a look at the stock market. We're going to do something a little bit different today. I want to take a look at a cycle that I think is really going to surprise a lot of people. Let me see if I can get this. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Let me grab the pencil here. Check out these cycles, guys. 78 trading day cycles. Look at these things. Back there, that's the pandemic, obviously, the pandemic crash. This one over here was August of 2019. Look at that, right on the button. Boom. Small one right there. Small one right there. Look at this big old cycle right here. I mean, big old price decline. Right on this one. Bam. Small one right here. Bam. And of course, the one we just experienced, September, October, almost perfect. 78 trading day cycles, guys. Of course, there's some price declines in there in between. Sometimes we get them right in the middle of the cycle like that one. Okay, here's another one right in the middle of the cycle. There's one that's basically in the middle of the cycle. Look at that. Got a small one in the middle of the cycle there. This one, we didn't get one in the middle of the cycle. Got one on each side of it. All right, so what's the big deal? Why am I talking about that? Well, looks like to me, based on that, January 20th, 2022, guys, there's going to be something going on there. Okay, I don't know how big, but there's going to be something going on there. 1/22. Write that down. Put it in your calendar. Put it on a piece of paper. Stick it on your wall, whatever you need to do. 1/22. Should see something within a week on each side of that date of a price decline. Not sure how big, but there's something going to happen there, probably, most likely. Out of all the cycles I looked at, I even went back further. I went back all the way this way to 2018, the beginning of 2018. Pretty much the same thing, all the way through and through. Okay, so you're looking at what, 3 years? Almost 4 years. 3.5 years, whatever it is. 19, 20, 21, now we're coming up on 22. Right. Almost 4 years, guys, of this 78-day cycle being really accurate. Like within a week or a few days on each side, you usually get some significant price decline. So really cool. Wanted to show everybody that. Let's zoom in and see what happened today. Let's take a look at this market, stock market for today. Let's zoom in a little bit closer here. Let me get this a little bit better. There we go. Okay, there it is. Look at that doji. Oh, my goodness. That's a way to finish the day, right, guys? Look at this. 7 straight days in a row. Oh, my goodness. You don't see that very often. But the market was determined to take out the all-time high, and it did by about 1.5 points. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Look at that doji. Not quite an evening star, almost. I guess technically you can call that a harami. But definitely a doji. If it had been a little bit higher, if it had gapped up yesterday or last night or this morning, if it had gapped up on the open, because remember this is the futures, not the SPX. So last night, if it had gapped up a little bit on the open and then closed with the doji line up there, that would have been an evening star. Okay, but this, oops, that would have been an evening star. Sorry, I hit that microphone. So yeah, that's a pretty significant event. So next week, well, if I had to just flip a coin, yeah, I would expect some down. But here's the thing, with this massive rebound that took out the all-time high, I don't think we're going to be seeing the 42.60 broken, at least not right away. It could happen. You know, it could happen going into later in the year, still December or something like that. We could, if the price erodes and we somehow get this amazing drop below the 42.60, then fine, you know, all bets are off. But I just don't see that happening right away. And it might not happen at all. You know, this was a very significant rebound, right? But I'm not going to sit here and try to predict what's going to happen as far as, you know, what prices are going to do, weeks out in advance. Forget all that. We're just going to focus on this. This looks like kind of an end to this run. And going into next week, you know, I would expect at least some downward pressure, right, on pricing. I mean, everybody knows we're all looking at the same stuff: the RSI, the Stochastic Momentum Index, the VIX. We all see it, right? There's significant downward risk, right? So if the market ignores the downward risk, like all that supposed downward pressure with this, if it just like chucks sideways and then goes up again, well, then we know this market's a monster, right? We know it's a monster market and off to the races. But things are different. We do have inflation. Interest rates are going up. I'll just do INF for inflation. Interest rates going up. Looks like the Federal Reserve is going to have to, maybe even earlier than they wanted to, raise the Fed, called the Fed fund rate. That's the rate at which they loan money to banks. Okay, the Fed fund rate. Looks like they're going to be forced to raise that sooner than they probably wanted to. If you know what the Fed fund rate is, well, that's the rate at which they give money to the banks, and that money, of course, trickles down to mortgages and car loans and business loans and so on and so forth, and you name it. Okay, so we got inflation, right? We got the Fed fund rate that's probably going to be raised. We got supply issues, right? One of the biggest supply ports in the United States is LA. Okay, down there in LA area, right? Long Beach, LA, wherever it is, somewhere there in Southern California. And all of them cargo ships, cargo containers just sitting out there, right? Because why? Well, people don't want to wear masks. I'm not going to get political and harp on California. I live in Texas. Thank God for that. I have the cheapest gas in the United States. You couldn't, and I'm serious, you could not pay me enough money to go live in California. But in any case, the reason why people people don't want to talk about the truth. They just don't want to wear masks, and they don't want to get the vaccine. At least, 20 to 25% of the people, right? Probably it's higher than that, and that's why they have supply problems. Not enough workers. Yeah, and there's some people who are living off the government's dole. We got some of that going on too. But anyway, I mentioned all this collectively because, it's not like it was when we reached all-time new highs going over here, right? We weren't really completely feeling the pressure, though COVID had already done its dirty dance on us by the time we got to this all-time high over here in August, early September. But things have definitely changed globally. So I think we're in a different environment. We just have to see how this all plays out. But I think next week, guys and gals, yeah, I think we should probably see some price decline. We'll monitor that closely and get ready to make some trades if that happens. If you guys didn't watch my video from earlier today, so I want to mention this on the small account. For those that are going to follow on the small account, for anybody, even if you have a big account, doesn't matter. You can still watch the video. I placed a trade on the small account. It's a really good trade. It's a dividend-paying stock trade. The dividend's coming up. The declaration will be, I think, next week, and then the dividend will pay, or the ex-dividend date's going to be like the first week of November, and then it'll pay like in the middle of November, I think, something like that. All right? So go watch the video. A really good video. I think that's going to be a good swing trade, and we'll see how that goes. And we might even get a dividend increase because the company that I picked has been on fire, and it's doing really well. So make sure you watch that video. I'll put a link in the description. It'll just be called small account trade or small account alert or something like that. Okay? All right, everybody. I hope you really enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Really appreciate that. Appreciate that as well. Don't forget to click that little bell to be notified of all the videos as I put them out. I'll put out a video tomorrow, guys and gals. I'm going to talk about almost a secret cycle. I mean, it's not really secret. A lot of people know about it, but they don't know how it influences not just the stock market, guys, but we're going to talk about a cycle that influences everything. Stock market and everything. You're going to be amazed. You're going to be amazed. This cycle, a lot of people don't know the correlation about this cycle. It literally influences almost everything that we do. And when I looked at it, it really was stunning. I think you're really going to enjoy that video tomorrow, so make sure you watch out for tomorrow's video. It's going to be really, really good. All right, everybody, we'll talk to you tomorrow.